Good morning and a very happy new year to you if you're joining me. Welcome to the first of my Monday Messages videos of 2021. It's been a couple of weeks break and I really hope that you had a brilliant break, that you were able to rest and that you were able to enjoy the whole thing, whether that was on your own or with loved ones, however that was. I hope it was productive for you and it was restful and full of joy and laughter. So, welcome to 2021. And for those of you who don't know me, my name's Rebecca. I'm a holistic health coach and I use QTT personal development methods and homeopathy to help support you in being able to do whatever is necessary to raise the level of your health physically, emotionally, and spiritually, so you can really make and sustain healthier choices in all three of those areas. And this video is part of my commitment to helping to support you to do that. And each week I just pop in 10 o'clock on a Monday and just share a point of view, a different way of looking at things, perhaps a simple practice, something to journal on, just something for the week to help you to become more conscious of what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And actually becoming conscious of our own emotions and our own feelings and what triggers them and whether they're working for us or not working for us, whether we're a bit stuck in them maybe, that is the start of being able to decide, well, do I like that? Do I want to stay reacting like that? Or do I want to choose perhaps a different response to the same triggers? Or even, do I want to get rid of the triggers completely so that they don't trigger me? So this is a time of year where obviously a lot of us are thinking about things like diets and exercise routines and in general making things better for us, certainly for the month of January. Some people just focus on that. And other people are thinking about, well, what can I do differently for perhaps the whole of this year? So I wanted to pop in and just start you off on what I think is a more effective way of identifying things that are actually really going to make a difference to you, being able to choose the right actions for you and the actions that are ultimately going to become new habits and not just temporary things that feel a bit like you're doing without, or a bit like you know, it's just something you have to get through and you're almost counting the hours until January is over and you can go back into your comfort zone and do what you always do. And then you do it all again next year. So if you're at the stage where you don't really want to be doing that and you'd like to do something a little bit differently, then I'm going to talk throughout this month actually about the kind of keystones that you can focus on to perhaps make changes that are actually going to make a difference to you on an ongoing basis. Now I can see there's several of you joined me. Let me see who you are. Let's see, I can see. No, can't see. So if you want to introduce yourselves or just pop a thumbs up or something in the comment box, make sure that you are hearing me okay, then that would be great. And if you have anything that you want to add about things like New Year's resolutions or goal setting or anything that might be in your minds at the moment, then do pop them into the comments below and we can have a conversation about it. So if you've actually already started to think about things like diets and exercises and, healthy living generally. Tell me how you're getting on and what you've decided to do for this year for yourself. It would be interesting to see what everyone's focusing on. I'm very, very mindful of the fact that we are all negotiating, certainly in Ireland and the UK, we're negotiating the announcement of another period of restrictions, external restrictions anyway, lockdown. And I'm very conscious of the fact that that probably brought up a number of emotional responses, emotional reactions or feelings. And you may well have worked through those and come out the other side, in which case, well done. If you haven't, or if you're just starting to feel those feelings, then I would invite you, as the first part of this week, is to actually just spend some time on those reactions, on those feelings and those emotions. Because part of, as I said, part of being conscious of what we like to keep and what we'd like to change is actually being conscious of what those feelings are in the first place. So spending a little bit of time with them and knowing that it's okay, that we are feeling beings, we have emotions, and it would be kind of worrying if we didn't. We may as well be robots if we didn't feel things. It's all okay. It's only when we try to dismiss those feelings, to belittle them, to say that they're not valid or they're not important, that the trouble can come from that, basically. So what I thought I would do as the first step to helping you to create exactly the kind of year that you would like to live in your life is to just invite you to become your own chairperson. So just imagine that you are a company, you are a business, if that works for you, or just that you are a production, let's say, and you are in charge of what happens with that production, with that company, with that business. And you're at the beginning of putting on a new show, and you need to call a meeting, and you need to call all your cast members and your technicians, all the people that are involved in creating who you are. And you need to hear them. You need to actually acknowledge them, to listen to what they've got to say, and to hear what they can contribute to the overall end result. And that's kind of how I look at my emotional responses to things and my feelings, is to just look at them and notice them and start to feel, where do they come from? Does it feel like this is quite a childish response? And when I say childish, I actually mean childlike. So does it feel like an angry child? Does it feel like a grief-struck young adult? Does it feel like what's the point? There's no control. I have no control over anything. 1 minute I'm business as usual. The next minute it's all taken away from me. So what's the point in doing anything? Just if as chairperson of this company or this production, or producer, if you like, of this production, call all your cast members into a room, visualising this is, and just hear them out. Maybe use your journal to write down all the emotions and feelings that you're feeling at the moment. Maybe it's not about lockdown. Maybe it's about the beginning of any year. Maybe you feel like this at the beginning of every year. Maybe you've got particular issues going on at the moment that are taking your attention and taking your emotional attention and your emotional responses. I would invite you to call them in, spend some time listening to what those little inner voices say. They're all part of you, but they're not you as a whole. So when we are feeling anger, that doesn't mean we are angry. We are anger itself. It's just something we're feeling. When we feel sad, we feel sad. We aren't sad through and through. There is a part of us that is feeling sad. So getting to know those feelings and to get a sense of perhaps where they're coming from. Sometimes if you stay with a feeling long enough, it might remind you of, okay, yeah, this reminds me of when, something happened to me when I was much younger, or even last month, or anything at all that helps you to understand that perhaps this is triggering something quite old. Something that when something like this happens, it reminds you of a previous grief or a previous anger or a previous fear or a previous anxiety. And just start to get comfortable. No judgment, no beating yourself up, no, oh, I shouldn't be feeling like this, or, oh, nobody else seems to be feeling like this, so why am I feeling like it? Doesn't matter. For this week, I just want you to suspend all judgment and stay with the feelings themselves. Because if you think about it, if you're a chairperson of a company, let's say, yes, you have ultimate say, and yes, the buck does stop with you, and mostly you're the one who's going to decide what action steps that you take. Once you've listened to everybody's perspective, once you've taken on board what other people have to offer towards the overall goal or the overall ethos of the company. And that's the same with the production as well. I used to be a producer, so part of my job was to listen to all the people involved in the production and hear what they had to say and hear what their contribution was and to value it and hopefully to make them feel valued and heard. It doesn't mean to say I'm going to go off on lots of different tangents. I'm just going to listen to what's here right now. Because in order to make changes that are going to be sustainable and that are going to actually become habits rather than something you don't really want to be doing and you can't wait to give up, then we need to get comfortable with what we're feeling right now and what we'd like to keep and what we'd like to perhaps tweak or use in a different way, maybe. So that's the beginning of this journey. So that's what I want you to do if you're up for it this coming week. And then next week, we'll talk about the next step to take in creating your new year, whatever you want that to be. And if you are interested in perhaps delving a bit deeper into creating the kind of year that you would really like to have this year, then I'm going to be running a workshop end of the month, probably Saturday the 22nd of January, but that's yet to be confirmed. But if you're interested in me putting you on the list and maybe sending you some more details, then do put your name in the comment box below, or you can message me, you can private message me. That's fine too. No commitment, I won't hold you to it, but just let me know if you're interested. And yeah, as ever, if you want to know more about working with me one-to-one or in other groups, then you can book a free call with me, or you can click on the link with the post with this video. There's a link to the free call booking and to my websites. So enjoy just getting to grips with how you're feeling right now. And whether you like those feelings, whether you feel they are something that you can work through absolutely fine and they're not things you're going to get stuck in, or whether you would like to look at why you're being triggered. And that's enough for this week, I think, because it can lead you down all sorts of different routes. So I hope that you have started to think about that a little bit, and that you have a productive week just being comfortable chairing your own board meeting or being the producer at your production meeting and starting to listen to all the little bits of you that make up you before you make a decision as to how you go forward, what action steps you're going to take over the next year or so. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me, whoever you are. I can't see who you are. And if you're watching the replay, then you're equally welcome, and do put your comments in the box below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks very much and have a great week. Bye.